Chapter 10 Control Statements in Small Basic. Learning Objectives. Control statements, conditional statements, jumping statements, looping statements. Introduction. Small Basic is a very simple and easy to use programming language, which is especially designed for beginners who want to learn programming. It provides an integrated development environment (IDE), which is an editor window where you type the program code and run it. Control statements. Control statements are used to control the execution sequence of a program. This can be done by incorporating conditions, looping or jumping statements in a program. So there are three types of control statements. Conditional statements. Conditional statements include a condition in a program. The output of a condition can either be true or false. The statements will be executed depending on the output of the condition. It means if the condition is true, the statements in true block will be executed, and if the condition is false, the statements in false block will be executed. There are three types of conditional statements which are used in Small Basic. If-then statement, if-then-else statement, if-else-if ladder. Let us learn about these statements in detail. If-then statement. If-then statement is a statement with no false block. In this statement, firstly, a condition is checked. If a condition is true, the statements in the true block will be executed. But if a condition is false, the control jumps out of the if-then statement and does nothing in this case. Syntax. If condition, then statements, and if. Program 1. Create a program to find the greatest of two numbers. Here you can see that the first number is a is equal to 45 and second number is b is equal to 40. Therefore, it displays a is greater than b. But if we enter a is equal to 20 and b is equal to 23, what will be displayed as the output? Let us check. As you can see that if the condition fails, it displays nothing because it does not contain false block and the control jumps out of the if-then statement. If-then-else statement. If-then-else statement works like if-then statement, but it contains a false block. In this type of statement, firstly, a condition is checked. If a condition is true, then the true block is executed. If the condition is false, then the false block is executed. After executing the true block or false block, the control comes out of this conditional statement. Syntax. If condition, then statement 1, else statement 2, and if, where statement 1 is a true block statement, statement 2 is a false block statement. Fact file. Each type of code is assigned its own color, built right in the language's IDE. Program 2. Let us create the same program to find the greatest of two numbers using if-then-else statement. In this program, you can see that when we enter the values a is equal to 20 and b is equal to 23, the condition is false. It displays b is greater than a. If-else-if ladder. If-else-if ladder is used to test multiple conditions in a program. For this, you can add multiple else-if statements in it. Firstly, a first condition is checked. If it is true, the corresponding block statements will be executed and control jumps out of the ladder. If a condition is false, then the next condition will be checked and so on. Syntax. If condition 1, then statement 1. Else if condition 2, then statement 2. Else if condition 3, then statement 3. Else statement n, and if. Program 3. Create a program to find the grade of the students according to the marks entered. Jumping statements. A program is normally executed in sequential order, but you can change the sequence by adding a jumping statement in it. When a jumping statement is encountered, the control jumps unconditionally to the specified part of the program by skipping all the statements in between. There are two jumping statements: go to statement, go to with if statement. Go to statement. Go to statement interrupts the normal flow of program by taking the control to the specified label and skip all the statements in between. A label can be a word, number, or symbol. You can add a label to any part of the program by typing label name. To go to the label part of the program, go to statement is used as. Syntax: go to label, label statement. Where go to is a keyword with a label specified. Label can be word, number, or symbol. Program 4. Create a program to print even numbers. When you run a program, you will notice that it runs an infinite loop. To this infinite loop, you can add a condition in a program. This can be done by using goTo with if statement. goTo with if statement. goTo with if statement is used to add a jumping statement with a condition in a program. It is used to jump the control to some portion of the program by applying a condition in it. It helps to halt the infinite loop. Program 4. Let us create the same program to print n even numbers. Looping statements. Looping statements are used to repeat the instructions for a certain number of times until a specified condition is satisfied. The set of statements within a loop are executed repeatedly until the condition is true. When the condition is false, the control jumps out of the loop. There are two types of looping statements: while statement, for statement. Fact file. The program is always saved with an extension .sp. While statement. While statement is a control flow statement in which the set of statements in a code block are repeatedly executed depending on the condition applied in a program. Firstly, a condition is examined. If a condition is true, the related code block, true block, is executed and control goes back to the condition. It means the statements executes in a loop while the condition is true. If the condition is false, the loop terminates and the control comes out of the loop. Syntax: while, condition, statements. Shortcut key: press F5 to run a program. Program 5. Create a program to print numbers from 1 to 10. For statement. For loop is a control flow statement which is used to execute the set of statements in code block to the known number of times. For loop is divided into two portions. Header. Header specifies the loop. In this part, you need to specify two things: iterator and condition. An iterator is a loop counter which specifies the initial value. A condition is used to control the loop by checking whether the iterator reached the final value. Body. Body specifies the set of instructions in code block which are to be executed. In this looping statement, an iterator needs to be initialized to the beginning value first, which is then compared to the final value. The statements in body part are executed for a repeated number of times depending on the applied condition. When the condition is turned out to be false, the loop terminates and control comes out of the loop. Syntax: for loop counter is equal to initial value to terminal value. Set of instructions. Program 6. Create a program to print a series of n numbers and calculate their sum and product. For loop with step statement. In the above programs using for loop, you may have noticed that the iterator is incremented by 1 by default. But to increment the iterator with other values, you can use for loop with step statement. Step statement is completely optional and can be used whenever required. The syntax for loop with step statement is: syntax: for loop counter is equal to initial value to terminal value, step, number, set of instructions. Here number can be a positive numeric value or negative numeric value. The positive value is used in case you want to increment the iterator by a number, and the negative value is used in case you want to decrement the iterator by a number. Program 7. Create a program to print even number and calculate their sum and product. Quick backup. Small Basic is a very simple and easy to use programming language, which is especially designed for beginners who wants to learn programming. Control statements are used to control the execution sequence of a program. The output of a condition can either be true or false. If-then-else statement works like if-then statement, but it contains a false block. If-else-if ladder is used to test multiple conditions in a program. Goto statement interrupts the normal flow of program by taking the control to the specified label and skip all the statements in between. While statement is a control flow statement in which the set of statements in a code block are repeatedly executed depending on the condition applied in a program.